The Giganotosaurus, also known as the giant southern lizard. This big bad reptile came stomping onto the scene for 2022's Jurassic World Dominion. As nervously stated by Dr. Alan Grant, this dinosaur is the biggest carnivore the world has ever seen. Except it's not, but let's not get distracted by that. Created by Biosyn, scientists named the Giganotosaurus Zeb, thanks to its subtle but recognizable zebra-like patterns that are displayed down its back and tail. This animal stands to a height of 14 feet to the hip and weighs a whopping 9 tons. It's safe to say this terrifying dinosaur would have intimidated anything it came in contact with and proved itself to be a standout villain for the latest Jurassic entry. Except, what if I were to tell you it's not a villain? At least, not in the same way the Indominus and Spinosaurus were essentially the Jason Voorhees of their respected films. Let's take a look at why Giganotosaurus wasn't the real villain of Jurassic World Dominion. I'm Alistair, and welcome to DangerVille. The Giganotosaurus is briefly mentioned in the flyover to Biosyn's research facility. We catch a glimpse of its humongous 5.5-foot jaws next to the smallest Morris intrepidus, a Cretaceous theropod that's actually showcased in Dominion's prologue. The next time we see the Giganotosaurus is when it faces off against the T-Rex for a deer carcass. This set piece is actually the first indication that the dinosaur representation is the best it's been in a Jurassic movie for years. The animals don't act over the top, they aren't fighting to the death in a super dramatic, unrealistic fashion. The Giganotosaurus simply uses its superior strength and size against the Tyrannosaurus, essentially telling it to back off, and the Rex walks away, understanding that it's lost its meal. It's also the first time we've seen these dinosaurs display scavenging behavior. In previous films, they would have always hunted living animals for their food, even in ridiculous events like exploding volcanoes where they shouldn't be on the hunt. As paleontologists have discovered, these carnivores would have not only hunted, but also scavenged, willing to feed on whatever they could find. In the context of the film, the Giganotosaurus is only acting territorially, and this scene demonstrates that Zeb is simply the fittest specimen and not some big evil monster like Indominus out to cause chaos for the sport of it. So the film was presenting the Giganotosaurus as more of an animal, which is all well and good until you realize they're trying to also portray this animal as the big bad villain. So what do the writers do to try and get us to root for the other dinosaurs over Zeb? The answer is not much. The next time we see the Giganotosaurus is when it encounters our main cast, Alan Grant, Owen Grady, and their groups. By this point, Dodgson has already released his fire locusts that were igniting the very forest ablaze that the dinosaurs had found sanctuary in. Being forced out of the forest by the fire, the Giganotosaurus discovers intruders in his territory and decides to act accordingly as to its nature, and proceeds to deal with the pests. Of course, our lead characters understandably reacted by defending themselves, and Ian Malcolm threw a flaming spear into Zeb's mouth, which momentarily turned it into Godzilla. A pissed-off Giganotosaurus retaliated before being warded off after Claire stuck a taser in its eye. The Giganotosaurus leaves this encounter without even maiming, bruising, or scratching a single one of the lead characters. So far, Zeb has only acted territorially in a way any animal would. As Biosyn lures the dinosaurs into the main facility to keep them safe from the fire, the Giganotosaurus once again encounters the T-Rex, and the two engage in a battle for territory. It looks like the Giganotosaurus has the upper hand until the Therizinosaurus pretty much spawns in, and it and the Rex proceed to double team Zeb before the Rex shoves it into the Therizinosaurus's claws, turning the Giga into a 40-foot reptilian shish kebab, killing it instantly. Now the film presents this as some big celebration, as the remaining dinosaurs roar into the sky as lightning strikes, and the music reflects that the film is definitely trying to portray this as some victorious moment. But when I saw the scene, I couldn't help but feel bad for the Giganotosaurus, and I wasn't completely sure why. Until I had a think, and I realized that the Giganotosaurus really didn't do anything wrong. It was the most realistically portrayed dinosaur, at least in terms of animalistic behavior, that we've had in a long time. It didn't do anything evil, it didn't eat anyone, it didn't cause the fall of biosyn, was merely acting territorially, and defended itself when its life was threatened. When its home was on fire, the animal looked for a safe haven, only to be attacked by highly evolved monkeys with fire spears. When it was signaled to retreat to the biosyn facility to stay safe from the blaze, it was slaughtered by 2 other dinosaurs that teamed up to take it down. It was brought into this world 97 million years after its extinction and was vilified by its creators. It really wasn't the villain of Jurassic World Dominion, it was the victim. I actually loved the Giganotosaurus' portrayal in Dominion. My only issue is we didn't really see enough of it, and that it was unfairly killed when it really didn't seem like it deserved to be. But I understand it's become a trope that at the end of the movie, we need to have some big action set piece where they take down the big evil dinosaur. It's just something that audiences expect. Now, there's actually some context as to why the film seems to wail on the Giganotosaurus so much. In the prologue, the Giga actually kills the T-Rex, who Rexy's DNA is taken from. So, in the film, Rexy killing Zeb was some form of vindication for it, as if it were avenging its ancestor, or itself? Now, this would have made more sense if they actually included it in the film, since it's massively important to the plot of the movie. But Colin Trevorrow has confirmed the Blu-ray version of the film will have an extended version that adds the segment back into the film, which is very much needed. What did you think of the Giganotosaurus in Jurassic World Dominion? Did you think it was treated unfairly? And do you wish they went all in on the villain aspect? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this explained video, then leave a like, because it helps us know what you want to see more of. Don't forget to subscribe and stomp the notification button to become a resident of DangerVille today. I've been Alistair, and we'll see you residents in the next one.